On the mound, the legendary Leroy Satchel Paige. Arguably the greatest pitcher this sport has ever seen. We know for certain the oldest rookie in the history of Major League Baseball. Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues with then the Cleveland Indians. Most who knew Satchel believed that he was at least 10 years older than he claimed to be. Satchel was likely born into the early to mid-1890s in Mobile, Alabama. And so that birth record was typically kept in the back page of the family Bible. And according to Satchel, the goat ate that page out the Bible. His original tombstone has a question mark by his birthday. Yeah, the old man literally took it with him to his grave. But when we talk about Satchel Paige, there is really no one to compare him to. Not someone who combines the longevity. By his estimation, he pitched in over 2,600 games. The great stuff. Recorded some 55 no-hitters and only God knows how many strikeouts. And the charisma. He could sell it. Yeah, he could sell it, but he could also back it up. There will never, ever, ever be another Leroy Satchel Paige.
Ready to go? Now here is Hayes. And a pitch. That's inside. And that's how this game gets started. And a swing and a line drive at a right field. Pulls up and it drops for a hit.
Showed a willingness to drive that pitch the opposite way. Didn't get jumpy, didn't try to pull the ball. He let it get deep, took the barrel right to it, and then extended through the swing for the line drive base hit.
Satchel kicks and delivers. He swings and fouls one off. Singy, I can't imagine batters enjoyed facing Satchel Paige. That high leg kick, so distracting and tough to figure out. Digging in is the switch inning outfielder, Smith. Here's a strike.
Leg kicks like Satchel's can really mess with the hitter's timing, and if you can get past that, well, you still got to hit some of the best stuff any pitcher's ever had. Well, he gave up on that pitch early, and it ended up staying in the zone. I'm sure he's kicking himself and would like that pitch again. A pitcher like Satchel who can change speeds, run it into triple digits, or get you out on that front foot with the changeup, you just hope you run into one and make contact.
Good eye right there. Next one misses, and that's ball two. When Satchel was just getting started, his brother Wilson was a pitcher for a semi-pro team, the Mobile Tigers. Satchel got a tryout, and he was signed on the spot. Hayes at first, one gone. Got him. Satchel really humming down. And next will be the cleanup hitter, Bates. That one's in there, 0-1.
Satchel's second team was the Chattanooga White Sox, and he was way too good for that league. He lost only 2 games in 2 years there.
Next pitch misses, and it's 1-2.
After Satchel Paige pitched for Chattanooga, he joined the Birmingham Black Barons in 1927, which is where he broke into the Negro National League.
Welcome back. Here's the catcher, Hughes. Just missed. Swing and a miss. And now it's even 1-1. And a swing and a miss. Down on strikes. Paige dominant so far.
Satchel famously had names for his pitches. So he didn't have fastball, curveball, changeup. No, not Satchel. Satchel had what he called his midnight creeper. He had the two-humper. He had the bat dodger. He had the hesitation pitch. He had the long tom, the short tom, the jump ball, the trouble ball, the radio ball, the wobbly ball, the dipsy-do. And he also had a pitch that he famously called his B-ball. You know why he called it the B-ball? Because Satchel says, it bees where I want it to be when I want it to be there. And so he had all the stuff you needed to be a star. And he was just that. He was not only the Negro League's biggest and brightest star, but he was one of the biggest stars in baseball history.
All right, ready to go here. Here's the third baseman, Hayes. And the pitch. That's in there. And this one is off and running. Next offering misses. And the count even 1-1. The 1-1 is fouled off. Chris, it must have been so difficult hitting Satchel with so many different out pitches. Got him. Page with the pinpoint command on that one. Glass now at the plate.
Yeah, a pitcher with 2 or 3 out pitches is an ace these days. Satchel had closer to a dozen. Dig in against someone like that, you're just guessing every pitch, especially with his amazing command.
Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. That one fouled off.
Cy Perkins caught Satchel for a lot of seasons, and for a while, he wouldn't even give signs. He'd just hold up the mitt, and Satchel would hit it.
Page winds and fires. And ball one. Next pitch just misses, and it's 2-2. Next pitch is popped up. Sutton makes the catch. 2 down. So many great nicknames in baseball history. The Iron Horse, the Say Hey Kid, the Splendid Splinter, and of course, Satchel. Smith in the box with 2 gone, and takes a look at a called strike. And that is cut on and missed. No balls, 2 strikes. And Satchel with the B-ball for the strikeout. All set for the start of the inning. And now the first baseman, Bates. And that one just misses. A ball and no strikes. And it's even up.
The way Satchel got his nickname is great. As a kid, he was trying to earn some extra money at the Mobile train station by lugging around bags for travelers. Of course, the bags were so big that most kids could only take one at a time. So Satchel threw together some rope and a pole for a rig that let him haul 4 bags at once.
Carrying around all those bags, the other kids said he looked like a walking satchel tree. And the name stuck. Got him. The 2-humper gets the K. So digging in, Hughes.
No,
Satchel comes to the plate. And fouled off. Satchel kicks and delivers. And now 2 balls and a strike. Here's the 2-2. And down on strikes he goes. That's out number 2. Here's the center fielder, McDonald. And that's in there for strike 1. Swing and a miss. 0-2. Cut on and miss. Struck him out. And good work there as he gets a 1-2-3.
They clocked Satchel Paige unknowingly in a ball game in Griffith Stadium in D.C. Satchel retires aside, and the kid from the military comes over. Mr. Page, we clock your fastball at 105 miles per hour. Satchel looks at the kid. He says, son, I wish I'd known you were timing me. I could have thrown harder than that. Yeah, you'll hear from the old Negro League players who saw Satchel in his prime that if anyone tells you they saw his fastball in the hitting zone, they're lying. Yeah, you might have seen it leave his hand, but by the time it got there to home plate, it literally was about the size of an aspirin tablet.
And the batter now, Harvey. And he deals. In for a strike. And we're underway here this afternoon. Check swing. He went. And the count is 0-2. On the ground. And that's just foul.
Boog, you know who else said Satchel had the hardest fastball he'd ever seen? Cardinals Hall of Famer Dizzy Dean.
Yeah, Dizzy, of course, one of the great pitchers and hard throwers of the 30s and 40s. That misses, and that's ball 1.
Dizzy Dean was so impressed by Satchel's fastball, he said it made his own heater look like a changeup.
The B-ball for the strikeout. Can't hit what you can't see. Now the third baseman, Gordon.
Boog, how about that no-hitter Satchel threw against the New York Black Yankees in 1932?
One of the greatest single-game performances ever. In that game on the mound, he had 11 strikeouts, and at the plate, he had 2 hits. And that just misses.
That no-hitter of Satchel's is so rare. Only 3 other pitchers in MLB history have ever thrown one with 11 strikeouts while getting 2 hits of their own. And one of them was Hall of Famer Catfish Hunter.
Parker in the box now, takes strike 1. The next pitch misses, and that's ball 1. On the ground to first. Over to Jackie to get one. Return throw to first. Got him. Double play. And that'll do it.
What really made Satchel so special was 105 with pinpoint control. He could put it exactly where he wanted to put it, and I'm not talking about just throwing strikes. The catcher set the target. He hit the target. He didn't miss. You see, he didn't warm up in the bullpen like most pitchers do, throwing to the catcher across home plate. You know what Satchel would use? A stick of foil chewing gum wrapper. The catcher would sit the chewing gum wrapper on top of home plate, and wherever the catcher moved the chewing gum wrapper, Satchel right over the top of that chewing gum wrapper. And as Satchel would say, he'd work both corners of that chewing gum wrapper. He was absolutely uncanny.
Okay, all set to go. Here's the left fielder, Harvey. The wind of the pitch. And first offering is fouled off. Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber, kicks and fires. That's in there. And it's 0-2.
0-2 is the count.
And down on strikes. And a quick out, number one. Now it's the shortstop, Marshall. Swings through that one. 0-1. A lot of pitchers with great command or great velocity, but having both is so rare. Satchel was one of the special few.
I mean, 105 with the ability to spot it all over the place, just ridiculous.
Page winds and fires.
That's ball two.
You know, Ryan Helsley dialed it up to 104 miles per hour in 2022. To think Satchel was doing it 80, 90 years before that is just crazy.
Swings and misses. It's 2-2. Swings and misses. Slider got him for strike three. 2 outs, base is empty. And here's the first baseman, Reese. That one finds the corner. It's 0-1. Satchel comes to the plate. Tries to check his swing. Now a look to third. Didn't go. Got him. Strikes out the side to begin the game. What a start.
One of my favorite Satchel Paige stories involves the old man pitching in the Denver Post tournament. They're playing an all-white semi-pro team. The first kid from the semi-pro white team gets into the batter's box. Satchel throws him a fastball. He dribbles it down the third base line. It stays fair. The kid beats it out, gets an infield hit. Well, about that time, one of the kids from the opposing team steps into the dugout steps and says, "Let's beat him. He ain't nothing but an overrated darky." Well, Satchel Paige had a nickname for everyone. His nickname, famously for the legendary Buck O'Neil, was Nancy. That's a whole nother story. But anyway, Satchel looks over at first base and he says, "Nancy, did you hear that?" Buck said, "Yes, Satchel, I heard him." He said, "Nancy, bring him in." So Buck turns and motions for the outfield to take a couple of steps in. Satchel looks over at first base. He says, "Nancy, bring him all the way in." Honest to God's truth. There were 7 guys kneeling around the mound. And Satchel strikes out the side on 9 straight pitches. He looks into the opposing team's dugout and says, "Overrated darky hate." But the legendary Buck O'Neil always said if he had one game to win and any choice of any pitcher from any era, it would be the legendary Satchel Paige. He says you might beat him when he was out there messing around, but when he was locked in, forget about it.
Cole, the next to hit. And here it comes. 0-1.
0-1.
Swings through that one for strike 2. 1 down on a 3-pitch strikeout. Stepping in, Gordon. Good eye right there. Singing the audacity Satchel had in this game. Just daring the batters to put one in play. It's the showmanship that made him famous and the sheer skill that made him great. Satchel kicks and delivers. Finishes him off at 105. Pew, pew, pew. Digging in, Parker. And he swings and misses at the initial offering.
This wasn't even the only time Satchel did something wild like this with the defense. There were some barnstorming games where they'd bring in one more infielder every inning until it was just Satchel and the catcher out there.
Got him! Who needs a defense behind you anyway?
Now, Major League Baseball says that Satchel was 42 years old when he finally got his opportunity to pitch in the major leagues in 1948 with the Cleveland Indians. He, along with Larry Doby, would help Cleveland win the last World Series at that time that Cleveland had won. Many thought Satchel should have been named Rookie of the Year. He goes 6-1 with a 2.4 ERA his rookie season at age 42, which means he might have been closer to 52.
And in comes Cleveland's ageless Satchel Paige to mount the mound for the Tribe.
And welcome back. And now the right fielder, Rose. Here comes a pitch. That misses the zone. Ball 1. So here comes Satchel to replace Cleveland's ace, Bob Lemon.
Heck of an assignment to draw on your MLB debut, Boog, and even more so at Satchel's age, whatever it is.
They say you win.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Next pitch inside, 2-2. Next one misses. Full count now. Swings and misses, struck him out. Now the number 2 hitter, Leonard. First pitch, and that's in for a strike.
This guy's got such a good sinker. As a hitter, you've got to look up in the zone. If you look down, you're going to be chasing stuff in the dirt.
Popped up. Chandler in position. Brings it in. 2 down.
That's a ball. Ball 1, no strike.
Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. On a line. Base hit. So a 2-out knock keeps the inning alive. Runner at first with 2 away. Now it's the second baseman, Palmer.
Nope, that's a ball.
Pitch misses there. 1-0. That one's in there, and it's 1-1. And strike 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a ball lifted in the air, shallow left field. No trouble here, puts it away for the out. Satchel gets through his first MLB frame unscathed. Bottom of the 8th, and now the center fielder, Michaels. The pitch. Tapped at the plate, but it's a foul ball. Well, Satchel's a rookie today, but he's got a long professional history in Cleveland. Back in 1931, Satchel pitched 5 games with the Cleveland Cubs, and then, of course, he pitched in Cleveland with other teams, particularly the Pittsburgh Crawfords. Got him swinging. It's a strikeout. Slider got him for strike 3. Here's the third baseman, Sherman. In there for strike 1.
Those Crawfords teams of the early 30s, Boog, right up there with the best ever in baseball.
That's right. Page, Josh Gibson, Oscar Charleston, Judy Johnson, Cool Papa Bell. Just ridiculous.
The first pitch, just a tough pitch at the knees on the outside corner for a strike, and then he went in on the next one. So he's got to move the ball in and out from pitch to pitch, up and down, and just try to keep these guys looking all over the place and never lock into one area because he just doesn't have the stuff to beat you that way.
And that quickly, 2 away. Kennedy now at the plate as he swings through strike 1. That one's in there. 0-2 now. The 0-2 pitch from Satchel. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout. We head to the bottom of the 9th. And now Harrison. And the right-hander back to work.
Oh, and 1.
Page winds and fires. Check swing, appeal to first. Yes, he did. Down he goes on strikes. Bates will hit next. Bounced out to short. Reed whips it across. Now only 1 out remaining. And he swings and misses, and it's 0-1. Oh, and 2 as he waves at that one. And a swing and a miss, and that is the ball game.
Now, Satchel in 1965 is believed to be 59 years old if you believe he was born in 1906, which I do not, but for the sake of the story, we'll say that he was indeed born in 1906. He pitches 3 shutout innings against the Boston Red Sox, giving up only 1 hit in those 3 innings. Great trivia question. Who got that long hit off of Satchel? The legendary Carl Yastrzemski. Yaz gets a double against the old man. Satchel leaves him at third and shut down everybody else over 3 of the most remarkably pitched innings in baseball history. And they were all going back into the dugout in utter disbelief that they couldn't hit that old man.
And now, Hill. And a pitch. That's in there, and we are underway. Next offering is in for a strike. Can't connect on the curveball, struck him out. Now the left fielder, Murray. Ground ball up the middle. That's a base hit. Man at first. Next to hit, Sherman. Grounded to third. Could be 2. Slings to second. And that's 2. Top of the second. Now it's the right fielder, Rose. Satchel making him look foolish. And that one fouled off. The 0-2 pitch from Satchel. Battling here as he fouls it away. Satchel kicks and delivers. Going to count 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Satchel just keeps rolling along. And the batter now, Leonard. Swing and a miss. Strike 1.
That's a ball. 1-1.
Satchel comes to the plate. So a foul ball makes it 1 and 2. Satchel into his motion. The long windup. Turns on the rubber. Kicks and fires. Struck him out on a fastball that crawled to the plate. And now it's going to be Palmer. There's a strike.
ease.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. The old man keeping these hitters in check. Welcome back to Mulebach Field. And now the first baseman, Santiago. And he takes a strike. And he's down 0-2 as he swings through it. Page winds and fires. The punch out there. 59 years old, so they say, and he's still untouchable. Now here is Green. That hits the dirt, and it's 1-0. Fouled off. He was late. Swing and a miss.
One ball.
That is strike two. That one misses, and that's ball two. Swings through it for the K. Slider got him for strike three. Now at the plate, Moss. Swings through that one, 0-1. Next pitch misses, and now it's even 1-1. Swing and a miss as he was out front.
2 strikes.
Swing and a miss, struck him out.
Without question, Satchel Paige was the Negro League's biggest and brightest star. The man would ride into towns, and the entire towns would shut down to watch him pitch. Everyone wanted to see the old man do his thing. Was he a little bit disheartened when he wasn't the first to break baseball's color barrier? Of course he was, because in many ways, he was the Negro Leagues. And I'm not sure there's any more lore or legend surrounding any one athlete. Perhaps it's because we don't really know how old he truly was, and because he dazzled us for decades. By the time he ended his career, he was either 59 or maybe 69 years old, and he was still getting it done. Only the immortal Leroy Satchel Paige.